Good evening and welcome NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Margaret Turner.
And I'm Lisa Booker. It's a big week here on campus. Vice President J.D. Vance will be at the Pavilion on Wednesday. Halloween is on the horizon and the Ole Miss football team is hosting South Carolina this weekend.
It's a lot to keep up with, so let's get started.
I agree, Margaret. Starting things off, Vice President J.D. Vance will visit campus with CEO of Turning Point USA, Erica Kirk, as a part of the This is Turning Point tour.
The event is being held at the Sandy and John Black Pavilion. Attendees will be able to start lining up to enter the event at 11 a.m. and doors will open around 3 p.m. with the event starting at 5. According to the office, the Provost campus operations will continue as normal and classes will be held. However, Ole Miss students should keep an eye on their emails as professors may choose not to hold class in person.
Getting to campus may be difficult, so you might want to start making a plan on how you're going to get to campus on Wednesday. Tickets are required to attend this sold-out event, but admission is not guaranteed. Students with tickets will be admitted first, and absolutely no bags will be allowed inside of the pavilion. We will continue to inform you about this exciting event, so make sure you stay tuned in throughout the whole week.
In response to the Turning Point event, several registered student organizations are hosting a town hall event. Called the Mississippi Rise Up Town Hall, this event will be held at the Gertrude C. Ford Student Union from 5 p.m. to 6:30 on Wednesday, which is at the same time as the Turning Point event at the Pavilion.
Organizations involved in the town hall include College Democrats, the Environmental Coalition, Forward, Lafayette County Democratic Party, Southern Progressive Alliance, Community Alliance Network, and United Campus Workers.
University of Mississippi professor psychology James Thomas, as well as a Tennessee state representative and former Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate, will both speak at the town hall.
With so much going on this week, it is important to stay weather aware.
Absolutely, I could not agree more. So let's check in with weather anchor Dennis Kaya to take a look on what's going on outside the pavilion right now.
Good afternoon, Ole Miss Rebels. I'm your Stormwatch anchor, Dennis Kaya, and for today's conditions, we're currently looking at 65 degrees. It is a little bit chilly and it is pretty cloudy, but there is no chance of rain for the rest of the evening. As you can see, I'm standing right in front of the pavilion at Ole Miss. As you may or may not know, there's a very important event being hosted this Wednesday by Turning Point USA, and we're hoping that the weather for that day is going to be clear and fantastic. But we'll get more into those details later, back at the desk.
Thank you for that update, Dennis.
It is now day 27 of the government shutdown, and among other things being affected, flights are starting to be canceled and delayed across the country.
That's right. Airports are also reporting staff shortages are now including TSA agents that are now being not paid due to the shutdown. There is now a growing concern for airport safety due to short staff.
So anyone traveling to Oxford this weekend may want to plan ahead to go ahead and show up to the airport a little early and be prepared for possible delays.
More news back here in Oxford. 2 Mississippians are now being charged after an incident at the local Walmart. On October 17th, 2 Greenville residents, as you can see on the screen, 44-year-old Theotri Allen and 42-year-old Shalonda Anderson were caught stealing at the Walmart in Oxford, Mississippi. They are now being both charged with conspiracy to commit a crime, and Allen is facing a charge for felony shoplifting. As for now, the suspects have been taken to a municipal court for their initial bond hearings.
The Oxford Police Department is partnering and participating, in its 19th annual National Drug Take-Back Day. This will be the 4th time OPD has participated in the nationwide event. National Drug Take-Back Day gives community members an opportunity to discard any unwanted prescription medicines or narcotics. OPD partners with the Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics and the Drug Enforcement Administration for this program and offers a drug prescription drop-off box at the station year-round. OPD will be taking back those narcotics and prescription drugs this Saturday, November 1st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Oxford Police Station. And there are 4 days until Halloween, which means it's time to get your costumes, treats, and scary stories ready to go.
And in Oxford, there are plenty of spooky stories to go around. Let's learn more about the ghosts of Oxford with NewsWatch reporter Taya Matthias.
It is spooky season here in Oxford, and with the town's history, there is no surprise that some ghost stories come along with it.
Now Halloween season, so a lot of questions have been asked about if Oxford is haunted.
From campus to the square, Oxford's beauty does not completely hide the eerie tales behind it. Some of these include the Orlando Lusser and Will Mathis trial. This was a public execution that took place in the square and brought over 10,000 people into Oxford to watch the first time a white and black male were hung next to each other for the same crime.
So some of the ghost stories here on campus include the Croft Institute. Over there have been sights of a Confederate soldier. There's a report in the 1899 yearbook of a student who was studying in there by the fireplace, and a Confederate soldier walked in and asked him to take care of the fire because it was too cold for him.
Obviously, Roanoke is probably the biggest one. William Faulkner's home. He certainly told ghost stories about one of the previous homeowners' daughters flinging herself to her death over a star-crossed lover who died.
Delta Psi is said to be haunted by one of their former brothers, Jim Bridges. Jim died from a drunk driving accident returning home from the LSU game. He is said to turn the lights on and off in his old room in the house. So while you're out this year, keep your eyes open. You never know what you may see or who may be watching. I'm Tam Mathias. Thanks for watching Newswatch.
Oh my gosh, y'all, I am so excited for Halloween. What are y'all planning to do this weekend?
Well, for me, I know I'm going to the square and seeing everybody's amazing costumes. What about you, Margaret?
I am going to do the same thing. I can't wait to dress up in my Halloween costume, but I'm a little nervous because it's been so gloomy outside and so cold. What can you tell us about what it's like outside just right now?
Well, right now it is currently gloomy, as you say it is, and it is pretty cold, but fortunately there won't be any rain, and it'll soon go back up for tomorrow. But for the rest of the week, we'll get back to that after break.
Sometimes in life, in order to move forward, it helps to look back, to learn from the pioneers and trailblazers,
to gain inspiration from those who came before us,
to show us what it means to act with empathy and to show that love has no labels.
Join WWE and Love Has No Labels throughout the year in celebrating people from all communities and heritages.
Because when love has no labels, that's a love we can all fight for. Everyone has a ritual. That small thing to keep us focused. A habit we never skip. To clear our minds and elevate our performance. But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Maybe you surround yourself with positivity. Or you need to center yourself. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body. It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Hello again, Ole Miss. I am Dennis Kaya with your Stormwatch News. How are we doing today? I'm excited for this week. There's so much going on, and I'm hoping the weather stays at a comfort pace with us. But for now, we're looking at 64 degrees. It's pretty cloudy, as I mentioned, with low winds, and there won't be any rain for the rest of the evening, or there shouldn't be. And for the rest of the region here, it is a little bit weird, and I'll show you in a minute. But like, South Haven is really hot, and they're kind of lucky right now because I'm freezing. But yeah, the rest of the region here, 57, 61, it is getting pretty chilly. The rest of the region of northern Mississippi is taking that cold hit. And for tonight's forecast, it's going to be at 56 with cloudy conditions. Winds are picking up a pace, and It won't be raining, but only until early in the morning for tomorrow. The rest of the forecast tomorrow is 66 degrees with the rain I mentioned, with low winds blowing in from the east. There shouldn't be any thunderstorms. It'll be basic rain, so grab those umbrellas and make sure you're covering yourself. And as I mentioned, look at that. South Haven getting even hotter. Meanwhile, the rest of us are freezing to death. Like, come on, this is not fair to us. Now, for tomorrow's conditions, there won't be any hurricane or any tropical storm updates, but for tomorrow's forecast there will be a lot of rain, and it should rain all night. It'll be decreasing at 55 degrees with some high gust winds from 10 miles an hour to 20 miles an hour, and the rest of the night it's rain pouring. So yeah, and as you can see, we'll get you a map. So this is a 12-hour map for the current conditions that we have, and is expected to blow over this way towards us, and as you can see behind me, the rain is due east, and like I said, there shouldn't be any thunderstorms. However, there is a chance that there will be some thunderstorms on Wednesday during the event of the Turning Point event. And yeah, so we'll just watch how how it moves. So as you can see, it is going this way, but it is expected to go around towards us. And yeah, the rest of the week, hopefully Friday, as you can see, it is sunny, great conditions for there, but it'll get started colder for the rest of the week. But other than that, I'm excited for Turning Point and Halloween. Speaking of Halloween, what are you guys dressing up as?
I'm really excited, but I don't want to spoil it because I can't wait to debut my costume in the square.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm not going to say what I'm going to be, but Halloween could not come any sooner. But speaking of sooner, let's talk about that win for us over Oklahoma.
It was an amazing SEC win. I know we're all so thankful, but it was a good week to be a Rebel. Football found its footing and finally racked up some SEC accolades. But football isn't the only thing that happened this week. Tennis came out on top. All of this and more when we get back from this break.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Macy Ivy with Sports Watch. Ole Miss football came home with the win after defeating the Oklahoma Sooners this past Saturday 34-26. This is the Rebels' first ranked win on the road since beating Tulane in 2023. The offense showed out with 436 yards total, and after a tough time in Athens, the defense redeemed itself with 6 tackles for loss. Edge rusher Prince Will Umanmielen had a big game with 6 tackles and 1.5 sacks. Kewan Lacey rushed 27 times for 78 yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. And of course, QB Trinidad Chambliss was on a roll with 368 yards of total offense, passing for 315 yards. The Rebels are now ranked number 7 in the AP poll, and after 2 away games, they will be back in Vaught-Hemingway Stadium this Saturday as they take on South Carolina at 6 p.m. And 2 football Rebels are back on the list after earning SEC weekly awards.
Senior left tackle Diego Pounds received Offensive Lineman of the Week. This is his second award of the season after previously earning co-Offensive Lineman of the Week after the game against Arkansas. Saturday, Pounds held down an offensive line that gained 431 yards and only allowed 1 sack. Freshman wide receiver Winston Watkins earned Freshman of the Week with 111 receiving yards on 4 catches. Watkins got fired up late in the game with 40-yard receptions on back-to-back drives. The Rebels' offensive line is now ranked as the best in the SEC in terms of pressure. Ole Miss volleyball took on the Texas Longhorns this past Saturday, losing 3-1. Before the game, they honored Gabby Placide for having 1,000 career kills and Mokahana Tufano with nearly 2,000 assists. The match was off to a hot start, with Texas claiming the first set 35-33 and the second set 25-18. In the third set, the Rebels gained momentum to win 25-21, but the Longhorns would eventually come back, winning 25-18. Placide led the team in kills and aces, and of course, Cami Neeson led the team in digs. Their next home game will be this Friday against Alabama. And breaking news in SEC football, a third coach has been fired, and this time it's LSU's Brian Kelly. Take a look at what the LSU community has to say.
We don't want him no more. Brian Kelly, get him out of the state of Louisiana. Nobody wants him here, please.
LSU fans have made it clear.
We will pay him $60 million to leave.
And their wishes were granted. After a brutal loss to Texas A&M, Brian Kelly is officially out as head coach of LSU football.
We deserve national championships. That's, why a lot of people come to school here, is to watch our football team succeed, and it's just not happening right now.
LSU senior Carson Castro says Kelly got a fair shot, 3 seasons worth, and it's time to move on. Every single student we talked to on Sunday night agreed.
We brought him in to run a good offense, but, here we are 3 years in, and you finally have a decent defense, and your offense can't come up to standards. A lot of it is on the offensive line being hurt. A lot of it's on Nussmeier, but it all comes back to the head coach.
They got too much talent on that team to not at least make the playoffs, And he had too many chances.
I don't think he's a bad head coach by any means, but he's not the guy that's going to bring us a national championship.
Before he was even off campus, fans were already picking out who they wanted to fill Kelly's shoes.
I know Lane Kiffin's, big talks right now, so I'd love to see Lane come down to the boot. But, someone with that SEC lifestyle, come breathe a little fire. That's what was good about Ogeron, man. He was a dirty down south boy, and he came in, he got the boys up. So I'd love to see somebody like that come coach for us.
John Gruden. I swear, I'm dead serious. Man knows ball. He's won a Super Bowl. He doesn't have to be from the South, but he knows how to coach a team, and he knows how to make sure people respect him. So.
John Gruden, he been saying he wanted a coach in the SEC. Get him. He seemed like he know what he talking about. I'd rather him than Brian Kelly, because he obviously don't know what he doing.
And taking things to the court, men's tennis took down Virginia Tech 4-3 in the SEC ACC Challenge this past weekend. On top of the win, Loan Lestier earned the Outstanding Player Award at the end of the tournament. The sophomore went 3-0 in singles matches over the weekend in Tuscaloosa and only dropped 1 set. The Rebels will be back in action this week in Princeton, New Jersey on Halloween for the Farnsworth Invitational. Time to serve it back to the desk for more news.
Thank you, Macy, for that sports update. You'll want to stay tuned because coming up we have a unique look at the event that's happening on campus.
And a national news update you won't want to miss. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Teachers are dynamic leaders shaping a new generation, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Here's your challenge. How many riders in green jump the ramps? Go. 5 riders in green jumped the ramps. But did you notice the unicyclist? How about the hidden message? Did you see that? Did you notice the man dropping the suspicious backpack? Your next challenge? Be aware of your surroundings. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Gonna be a hot one out there for move-in weekend, Ole Miss. Good luck this year, Red.
You did it. You're home. I can't wait for you to discover the true meaning of hotty toddy. It's a cheer that connects us all to the red and blue. It's the moment that begins when you step on campus and continues long after you turn your tassel. I can't wait for you to discover your legacy and make the world a better place. Are you ready?
NewsWatch, Ole Miss hosted a unique guest last week. Anthony Ray Hinton was a man wrongfully accused and convicted of the 1985 murders of 2 fast food employees. NewsWatch reporter Tanessa Ringo attended the event to give us the full story.
A crowd of the Ole Miss community and the public gathered Tuesday night to hear from a man who spent nearly 3 decades on Alabama's death row for a crime he didn't commit.
I said, I'm not ready to die, and I don't want to die for a crime that I didn't commit, but if that be the case, so be it.
Anthony Ray Hinton spent years behind bars before the Supreme Court allowed for retrial that would prove his innocence. Now he's sharing his story with students and the public to remind them that hope can survive, even in the darkest places.
For me, it gives me the opportunity to try and instill them in a way to help the community, to go to law school and become lawyers, and to make just a reality, not just talk about it.
Hinton's appearance was part of the university's second Dr. Jeanette Jennings lecture series. Program manager for African American Studies and adjunct professor Dr. Trayshawn Flood was so grateful for the event's audience.
The people that showed up and received him, all eyes were on him, so he was received very well, and that was the beauty of it.
Flood hopes that students can take away Hinton's message of love.
There is so much hate in the world. And so having someone like Mr. Hinton, who had been wrongfully prosecuted, and still have love and a message of love, I just pray that it fell on all of the right ears.
Hinton was exonerated in 2015 with help from the Equal Justice Initiative, led by civil rights attorney Brian Stevenson.
So tonight was just a night of all nights, having so many young people coming out when they could have been doing anything else. And so the fact that the room was packed, I hope I said something, did something that they would say, hey, I'll come back again if this man come back.
Dr. Patrick E. Alexander felt that the event accomplished the lecture series' purpose.
The fact that you challenge us, we need speakers, and that's what our speaker series is designed to do. Not just to educate us, not just to inform us, but to challenge us.
Alexander felt that the event was a reflection that the university cares to instill Hinton's message of hope.
It brought together graduate students, it brought together undergraduate students, it brought together folks who, this was their first semester. I think it gives people a picture, first of all, of who's here, but also how we care.
Hinton continues to travel the country to remind everyone that compassion, faith, and love can endure. This is Tanessa Ringo, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Now for some national news. The United States Navy is launching an investigation into 2 crashes that occurred over the South China Sea on Sunday. These crashes happened within a 30-minute time span, one being a helicopter and the other being a fighter jet. Thankfully, all crew members were safely rescued. President Trump called these crashes very unusual and questioned the possibility of a fuel problem in the aircrafts. And in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis announced an exciting new scholarship for students. Let's take a listen.
Donations to the Florida Education Foundation as well as Florida Prepaid, we are going to be able to award the winner of the Kirk Prize a $50,000 scholarship.
Later in his speech, DeSantis praised Kirk for having a large following in Florida and said that he was proud to be able to have this scholarship to honor him. That wraps up our national news update. Back to you at the desk, Margaret.
Thanks, Lisa. Don't go anywhere because coming up, we've got entertainment reporter Cassidy Rickley giving us a lookbook for the Turning Point event. NewsWatch Ole Miss. We'll be right back.
And just like that, she starts to grin. A special flame's been lit within. The spark of something new begins. There's something in the water. On her own, she's in the zone. Determination can't be thrown. Resilience building in her bones. There's something in the water. With her gator on and her waders on, she can tackle anything till dawn. There must be something in the water. On and off the boat she flies. The sky's the limit. She's soaring high. She's a force of nature on the rise. There's something in the water.
Just try one. If you don't like it, it's easy to give up.
Uh-oh, nicotine. I'd better move fast. Up and away!
Go on, kid, go on.
Superman, is it hard to give up smoking or is it easy like nicotine says?
You no-good windbag, nicotine.
No, Superman. Leave me one. Please, I need one. Just...
That's how hard it is. And that's why I never say yes to a cigarette.
How to know if you should reach out to a friend. Your friend might be worried, sad,
grumpy, angry,
stressed, weird, rebellious,
anxious, antisocial,
lonely,
sleeping less,
sleeping more,
eating less,
eating more. Look, there are a lot of things to watch out for, but you know your friend best. So if they're not acting themselves, why not say something? Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org. Awkward.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. The Vice President is coming to town, which means it's time to dress to impress. But the thought of dressing for an event like this could be a little intimidating.
Well, don't worry, because we have NewsWatch entertainment reporter Cassidy Rickley in the studio with some pretty presidential level outfit inspo.
Thanks, guys. This is a really exciting week for the Ole Miss chapter of Turning Point USA because Vice President J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk are coming to speak this Wednesday at the Pavilion. The event flyer didn't come with a dress code, so you may be wondering on what to wear to such a big occasion. I feel like there are a few different answers depending on if you have a role in the event or if you're just there to look from the stands. I think everybody should look presentable so we can make a good impression as a school. Business casual and formal are both safe options. I do assume that most students will be coming from class, so it will be harder to dress nice, but maybe go to class in a slightly more put together outfit. This could be leggings and a sweater, a blouse and jeans, or something of that sort. What I would stay away from is messy hair and looking like you just rolled out of bed. Try to be presentable with whatever look you choose. I also think adding some patriotic colors into your clothes could be a nice choice, even with something with the American flag to show your support of the country. And for the boys going, it is harder to find a happy medium between casual and business attire, so maybe try a quarter zip and throw on some khakis as well. You could also never go wrong with those patriotic colors either. If you choose to attend the event, I hope you have a great experience. I'm Cassidy Rickley with your Guide to Fashion. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Cassidy. That's all we have tonight. I'm Lisa Booker.
And I'm Margaret Turner with your latest news.
And I'm Dennis Kaya with Stormwatch.
And with Sports Watch, I'm Macy Ivy.
Thank you for watching NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. Good night.